You are in the Temple of the Rants, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for 41st Millennium Schizoid Man, who says, "Hello, Digi. Please rant about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Fishing for Fishies, Planet B, and your worst to best Gizzard albums. They are my favorite band, and I only found out about them because you and Vic were talking about Polygon Wannaland on Digibros, so thanks for the recommendation." I don't even remember when we did that. Yeah, King Gizzard. It took me a while to sort of get into them. I know a lot of people really were into them from Nonagon Infinity, and I think that's a pretty good album, but like for me, it was really Crumbling Castle that finally did the trick, because it's so much in the vein of like the 10-minute prog song that I was so into in like high school, like back when I listened to nothing but like the Mars Volta, Tool, and Coheed and Cambria, and like, you know, anything in that vein. Just hearing something that's like this 10-minute non-stop evolution of a track that is, you know, got all these technical polyrhythms and shit, and great memorable chorus that hooks you in, great atmosphere. I just love that song, and I especially love the visualizer video that comes with it. One of the best things to watch high, for sure. But yeah, like, I definitely... I definitely love that song. I'm not necessarily the huge fan of the whole album. I think it's good. The thing about King Gizzard for me is that like I tend to like their big epic pieces the most. So like particularly Murder of the Universe is one of my favorites, because I love the ridiculous storyline, the like text to speech talking that goes on throughout it. The idea of Hantayumi the cyborg, who at the end is like describing vomiting so much that it covers the whole universe and all this like flowery, hilarious language. You know, I just love the writing style of that song, I guess. And so those two are my favorites, Crumbling Castle and Murder of the Universe. From there, from like listening to those enough times, I started branching out more into the rest of King Gizzard's discography. I like Altered Beast, but like it is like 30 minutes long. It is nauseating to listen to for no reason, but if you put it on when you're running or something, it is the ultimate running track, because it just keeps going. It's just like that same tempo and vibe for fucking half an hour. Though I'm not that into the Balrog song. So like every album has like hits and misses for me. Like finally getting into Nonagon Infinity, I really dig the first few songs, but then when I get to Mr. Beat, I'm kind of like, not the biggest fan of Mr. Beat. I don't really like Road Train at the end. Like, I really appreciate that they go for so many different types of sounds that, like, it always seems like they're just having fun. There's no shred of pretension with King Gizzard. They're not trying to make, like, mind-gasmic music all the time. It's like, when they have an idea for something big and epic, they go for it. And when they just want to do like some fun little rock tracks, they go for that too. I think that a lot of their music is a bit more repetitive than I would like. Like Flying Microtonal Banana, I like a lot of the songs on there, but they all kind of go on to a point where I don't care anymore. It's better like background music, like something like Rattlesnake. I can't really listen to it with full focus, but if it's on in the background, it's a nice little background track, and I feel that way about a lot of their, a lot of their music. As for Fishing for Fishies, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought it was neat. I haven't listened to it that much. I've listened to it like maybe twice all the way through, but it sounds a lot like White Denim to me. Like that sort of more, well, I guess the idea behind it is that it's supposed to be boogie music. You boogie down, but it's like, you know, like a mix of classic rock style with just a little bit more meat and detail added onto it than a lot of the you know, stuff that they're sort of borrowing from. But it's all like a chilled out vibe kind of thing. I dig it. I dig what I've heard of it. Planet B was a really cool, like, just, like, thrash metal song, basically. I don't know if that's planning to be on an album or what. I love the chorus, just, there is no Planet B. But yeah, it is, again, a little repetitive for my taste. Like, I think that's my biggest problem with a lot of their music. kind of like a rock version of Daft Punk for me, where it's like I really appreciate the sound. There's a lot of songs I really like, but overall, like listening to their albums, I get into a song that's like 4 minutes that I get sick of a minute and a half, 2 minutes in, and like I'm just not a very big fan of music that is repetitive in that way. Uh, but they have a lot of good songs. I like watching their live performances and stuff online. They're a fun band. I'm glad they exist. I feel like they're the last bastion of like rock music. Like they're the only rock band that like when I think of rock band, like what I think of as a rock and roll artist, they're like the only one that I think is particularly good, that is popular, that has like the kind of fandom that that bands had back when rock was big, back when prog was big, and they're doing something that's not just like every other prog band. Like I think they accomplished that by not trying to be a prog band. Like they clearly enjoy doing weird time signatures and sonic experiments, but like they're not out to be a prog band the way that so many of them are, and it causes them all to sound the same, which ironically is the opposite of being progressive. King Gizzard, they're not settled into anyone's sound. They're just doing what they feel like. They seem like really fun guys. They're just having a blast, making goofy music. I love the sense of humor that pervades all of it. So, yeah, cool band. I definitely have a lot of respect for them, even if I'm not like the kind of hardcore fan that maybe I would have been if I had discovered them when I was a teenager. In fact, I'm sure I would have been. Especially when they did crazy shit like put out 5 albums in a year. Like mad respect for the prolificity. As a prolific creator myself, I always like prolific creators the most for that reason. So yeah.